If Mr. Haji, the DPP, has refused to regazette him or has not done so, then these courts have a judicial revision section. He can walk there and go for mandamus. If that still is the position, he then feels aggrieved, and he is aggrieved at this particular moment, then he needs to go to the JR division. But still, that question of who he is in this court today, apart from being a defense counsel in this matter, we know him as a public prosecutor. That one out there again is an issue. And it is important because why? In a murder trial, representation is everything. It is everything. So let us not take it lightly, like he is doing. Let him not say it's a sideshow, because this is a key issue. We don't want to remain with egg on our face. This is a preliminary issue that must be decided and canvassed, so that none of us is embarrassed at the end of the day. Not him, not any of us. This position must be clarified before he even takes plea for the client, because if the client takes plea at this particular moment without this issue, then is she represented? Then aren't we now going against the law? It's a serious issue. You cannot, please.
I think I will leave. Your Ladyship.
Cannot.
Yes. No, I'm not responding to Mr. Ombeta. I'm responding to Ms. Moniki. She has made a new application. Yes, she has made a new application. She has now conceded that she will file a contempt application.
It's not a new application, my lady. It's what he requested of us, and we are confirming that we will then file a formal application. So that is not a new application. I think he needs to be very clear.
Your Ladyship, if I may explain.
I'll give you a leave, Mr. Murgor.
Yes.
But just confirm, let's not go back on the issue.
I'm not going back on the issue.
Be brief on what you think has been broken as an issue.
Your Ladyship, thank you. Ms. Moniki started by saying they have committed contempt, sentence them for contempt. Right away, without defending themselves or anything. Just find it as a matter of fact. Now she has accepted that she will file a formal application. So effectively, she has abandoned the oral application. That is gracious on her part. On the part of whether or not I am a public prosecutor, she has stated in no uncertain terms that she needs to seek some instructions on that matter. And I think the final position on whether or not I am will come from Nurdin Haji, and we'll expect his affidavit in that regard. So what Ombeta is asking, they are good questions because he's in the dark, but it is a matter that will come from the DPP's office. So what am I saying? Even that now should come in the form of a formal application, and we shall respond.
My lady, just to clarify, we just said I need to confirm whether he has been revoked, whether the Gazette notice has been revoked. Those are the only instructions I need. The DPP will not file any affidavit. It is I to go and seek or to find out whether there has been a revocation of that Gazette notice.
So how she does it, I will leave it to her. I don't wish to. I know Mr. Haji does not like coming to court, so we'll leave it there. I don't want
my
to say
lady,
more.
with all due respect to Mr. Murgor, he has he has adversely mentioned, yes, my lady, protect the officers. He has adversely mentioned the DCI's name. He's not going to the DPP. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
So the final part, which is most important, her position has now mutated and she has made a new application. A new application, to which I am now responding, is that can the plea be deferred She was now explaining why she hasn't done her affidavit, witness protection and all these other things. And so she's saying, can the plea be deferred to enable her to do all that? So I want
No,
to...
my lady,
Unless I will get a chance.
is not getting to a point that I will need the court's intervention. I say that the plea be deferred for us to ensure representation and content, that those two issues are dealt with. And please, my lady, I'm praying that Mr. Murgor, being an officer of this court, does respect everyone in this court and the proceedings of this court, and he needs to be truthful.
You understood where she's coming?
I don't take orders from her, but I was saying...
That is true, but
yes.
you understood where she's coming from?
If she hears my next, what I want to tell the court, she will understand what I'm saying. I am saying it started out with contempt, then it became capacity, and then in her reply, she now said, we're going to do all that, but now do not take the plea. That is the part I believe I have a right to reply to. Which is why...
You know from where you stand and from where I sit,
yes.
there are times when you're called upon to really have that cool head. Because the nature of where you are standing and where she is, that heated...
There's no heat, on my side at least.
Let me tell you how I understand her.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And
May I sit down?
understand her.
Yeah.
I'm understanding her to say the request for deferment of the plea taking is for her to confirm your position, whether as a public prosecutor and whether you can be I think that's very
Yes,
important.
yes.
Just that bit.
That bit is the one I want to reply to. Yes. Because it wasn't put out in front. In the front she said contempt and capacity. So I am now responding to the issue whether plea can be deferred in order for her to file her applications. I would like to point out that the record will show that the accused has been in custody for 30 days from the date she was arrested.
My lady, aren't there new issues? He's just supposed to be talking about representation.
I'm not asking for bail.
Those are new issues that she's been in custody for those days. We'll need to respond to that. The question is he rightful in court as a defense counsel? Can he represent her? Does he have audience? And that's what we are saying. Can this issue first we be given time to address this issue? That's all he needs to respond to. And without him giving us any proof for us to, so that we may not seek more time and deal with this issue right now, it's in the best interest that all of us be given time to respond to that.
I'm trying to answer that. Your Ladyship. Please, if I may just... Not too big. If you just hear my argument. I'm not applying for bail in that sense, which is what she thinks I'm doing. This case is not about me, and it is certainly not about her. It is about this lady here. It is her whose rights we are talking about. So, I am saying, she has already been in custody for 30 days. And I'm now coming to the issue of, if they want to have those other matters dealt with before, they should be mindful of the fact that she has been denied her liberty for 30 days. Initially, for mental assessment, which is not her problem, it is the problem of the state. Then, by reason of the fact that it was the vacation and so on and so forth. So I am now coming to the fact that should they wish to have those other matters canvassed, first, I ask the courts to ask them to file their contempt application in the next 2 hours, and so that we come back at 2:30 to deal with those issues, so that the matter of the constitutional rights of this lady here are dealt with as soon as possible. I am not the only advocate in Kenya. I have been in these proceedings several times without any objection from my sister, Ms. Waniki, my learned sister, not my prosecution sister. My learned sister. As advocates, I refer to her that. I am saying, we have been here, no one has objected, and I'm just saying, let's not forget we are here because of the accused. So, if we can deal with those applications within the, they can file their application this morning, we'll respond in the afternoon. I'm ready because my facts are clear, and we can deal with them as soon as possible. It is the accused that we are here for. It is her who needs to take her plea. It is her who needs her application dealt with. I may also say one more thing. After 30 days, issues of witness protection should have been dealt with. If at all there are such witnesses. We have never seen them.
Ms. Maniki, if this court were to give you time to look into the issues you're saying, issues of representation, not issues of... Okay, first I want to take time to make a ruling on the issues you've canvassed before me. Those are issues I can't do it on the spot. I'll therefore defer taking of the plea for the accused person until Tuesday, the 1st of October. Okay? In the meantime, Ms. Mwaniki, that gives you enough time to consider, to follow up the issues you are raising. That is the issue of the letter of resignation and the gazettement of Mr. Murgor as a public prosecutor. If you are able to give us, then this court, having made the ruling on the issues of contempt and your confirmation, the directions can be given. So she will be remanded until 1st of October when we come back. Once the issue of representation is finished, Mr. Murgor, the plea will proceed. Okay?
Do we have timelines on filings and when we have to file?
You see, I need to make a ruling first.
So you make a ruling on first?
Yes. I want to make a ruling first for me to know whether they are going forward with the application. I've not allowed them anything. I need to look at what you've canvassed before me, all the sides, and then now make a ruling as to the way forward on the issues of contempt, whether they need to file an application or whether this, whatever the court decides. But now I also need her to take that opportunity to look at the issues of the letter of resignation and the gazettement, if any, so that the issues of representation are settled once and for all, as pointed out, so that we don't find ourselves in a situation that is not
tenable.
Yes.
So let's just go back to the issue of contempt. You are not considering the oral application for contempt, you are considering whether or not it needs to be filed formally.
You see now she stood before me, Mr. Murgor, she stood before me and applied that you and your client be held in contempt of court.
Yes.
You responded to that issue by saying they are the ones who are in contempt of court. And then I thought that's what I had to say.
Please. I know what I
Okay.
said.
I recorded you as you talked. It's okay.
I said
Yes, Mr.
there are all these newspaper cuttings all around. But I
Yes.
said the proper procedure
Yes.
is for a formal application to be filed. So we didn't respond to that. And then she said she will file, and so really it is not a question of whether contempt was committed or not. It is a question of whether they'll file, and we shall respond.
But I have matters canvassed before me which I need to rule as a court and give directions on.
Okay. I mean, we have put some material there.
Yeah, so that is my ruling.
Now,
and those are my directions.
okay, and the second one of the other one is she to file a formal application?
That the court will rule. The ruling will pronounce what they need to do, if anything.
Yes. We used to
Or
allow
what the defense will do.
We used to allow our fellow counsel to address the court, please. Your Ladyship, I'm asking
Yes,
a question. So, if she finds she needs to take a position in the matter of the resignation versus the gazettement, is it on the first that she will come and tell the court, or should she have done something by then? We want the time used in a proper way. Maybe you can give directions on that, because on first, we don't want a situation where we are then told, now we want to file a formal application to defer the plea again. Can they all have come together?
Mr. Murgor, the reason why the court has not taken plea today, please let that be clear to your client to everyone, is because the issue of your standing there has come to question. By fact that there is the issue of public prosecutor, and there is the issue of your resignation, and there is the issue of the gazettement. Once that is clarified, this court is able to give directions as to the issues of plea, because we have two matters here. Plea.
You're on the same page.
Yes.
And I'm saying between now and then, if she finds that she wishes to address the court in a particular way, if it is the form of an affidavit or an application, I am requesting that such step be taken so that on the first we are moving forward, whether or not we have replied, rather than on the first we start again. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you, Counsel. I hear you clearly.
Yes.
But you see, the issues you are raising are tied together with my ruling. Are we together?
I think, Your Leadership, you
we
and
are
I
losing each
on
other?
this are together. I am asking, should the Honorable Nordin Haji wish through his office or his officer take a position regarding that, can it be directed that they
perhaps I
take
could
a
ask
position?
her
Yes.
what nature of confirmation is she looking
Yes. And how will it be communicated?
Yeah, so that I hear him, so that when we come here, it's not like I want to file this document so that we deal with it. So it's a matter of coming and confirming to the court verbally with some document to show, for example, if there is any, that have confirmed the standing of Mr. Murgor is this and this.
Yes, my lady.
If that is the one,
yes.
then I don't see any delay in issues of plea, given the ruling I'll be also delivering on the same date.
Thank
My lady,
you.
that is what I will do.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I think, again, I beg to say something. She says she will come and confirm it verbally. If she says our position is that Mr. Murgor is still a public prosecutor verbally, and we wish to oppose that, I wish to oppose that, because I know I certainly am not. Does it then start a process of determination while she stays there? I wanted that position to be communicated to the court and myself by way of affidavit within a specified time, 24 hours, 48 hours.
Fine, Mr. Murgor.
Yes. And then I can respond.
Fine. Are you able to do, because that is a matter of going through your records. Really, it's going through your records. But today we are on a Thursday.
Yes.
So if you could do that between today and tomorrow,
Yes.
so that tomorrow, whatever, I think for his satisfaction, okay, for his satisfaction, and also for the record, could you do, once you see whatever you want to, once you find, you make an affidavit,
Yes.
test affidavit, confirming this and this, you serve it on him, and he responds by the close of day tomorrow.
Yes, my lady, because what I also need to confirm whether the said gazette notice was revoked.
Yes.
If I confirm that it was not revoked, or if there are any other issues, we can inform him in advance, so
Yes.
that by Tuesday he will be knowing our position,
Yes,
or the position whether he's still a public prosecutor or not.
yes.
He will be knowing that position.
I think I'm hearing Mr. Murgor to be insisting on an affidavit,
Yes.
on some documentary.
My lady will give him
Yeah,
whatever
just
he
an
wants.
affidavit.
Yes,
This
yes,
is what,
yes.
then serve it on him by the close of day tomorrow,
Yes.
so that when we come on Tuesday, the court will do the ruling, you confirm, and then we give directions as to the taking of the plea.
That is it.
I am very grateful. Thank you.